Well, I'm joined now by a friend of the show, Riz Posnett from the anti-monarchy group Republic, and also by the Green tycoon and Just Stop Oil backer, Dale Vince. So, Dale, Vince, well, welcome to both of you. But, Dale, let me start with you. Trevor Nielsen, who was a big supporter of groups like Just Stop Oil, came out in the Sunday Times last week and said it's become disruption for the sake of disruption. Working people trying to get to their jobs, dropping kids off at school, or just enjoying themselves. There's now a case where pink-haired, tattooed and Piers protesters stand in front of the cars so their kid is late, for example. It's just performative. It's not accomplishing anything. I actually believe it's become counterproductive. And I just feel like that has to be said by someone involved in the beginnings of what it's become. This is going to require an immensely difficult navigation of the middle, and the activists are ostracising the exact people they need to engage. They're creating an excuse for people to stay on the sidelines. Blocking bridges, he said, is a lot easier than building bridges, and that's what we need to do if we're going to succeed. I think he's right, isn't he? I mean, I just don't see any upside now to what these Just Stop Oil protesters are doing. They are deliberately wrecking ordinary people's, in many cases, hard-earned enjoyment, watching sport that they love. And for what?
My turn?
Yeah.
I think it is. So, look, I think your language is exaggerating, right? They haven't wrecked sport. They aren't wrecking people's lives. The climate crisis is wrecking people's lives. It has killed 4 million people already, and it does make 20 million people every year homeless, right? I call that disruption. Cricket was about 3 minutes. Today, there was more disruption at Wimbledon from the rain than there was from the protest. So I think you're making much of it. I think they are doing a good job because they continue to put this issue on the news agenda.
But everybody hates them.
Again, an exaggeration.
Well, it's not an exaggeration. Listen to the crowd. Listen to the crowd. Here.
Okay, but that's not everybody, is it, Piers?
There's no one cheering.
That's the crowd at Wimbledon.
There's not a single person applauding
That's the
or
crowd
cheering.
at Wimbledon.
Right. That whole crowd at Wimbledon, like the whole crowd at Lord's, I was there for that. Like all the crowds at all these events that they're wrecking or trying to wreck with their attention-seeking. The truth is the British public are absolutely sick and tired of this. It's just not working. Trevor Nielsen's right. It's backfiring. It's seen as performative, seen as attention-seeking, and it is destroying bridges rather than building them. The strategy isn't working.
Well, I disagree with you and with Trevor. I think performative art has a powerful role in our society, actually, in shaping how we think about things and what we think. And I think that these very brave people are putting themselves in harm's way and creating constant media attention for the climate issue, which we have to have because it's doing such great harm and it's driven by fossil fuels. And our government are intent on drilling for more oil and gas to make the problem worse. What they're going to do, excuse me, is harm people, actual harm to people, their lives and their livelihoods by drilling the North Sea for more oil and gas. They're going against the scientific consensus and the political consensus globally to do this foolish thing, claiming it will lower energy bills, which is a lie because they know that they can't do that because fossil fuels are priced by global markets. We allow that.
So again, like I said to you last time, I have a lot of sympathy with a lot of the arguments. I think we should do a lot more than we're doing as a globe, although my real issue is with countries like China and India, who are by far the worst polluters in the world. It's not actually the UK. And I don't see any of these heroic protesters getting on a plane to Beijing or to Moscow or to Mumbai. There's a moral cowardice about this. They're targeting a country which actually has been doing more than almost any other to be progressive in this area. But aside from that, if you're going to have a movement, you've got to bring people with you. I don't know anybody, literally anyone, who is watching these scenes time and again at all these sporting events and thinking, that's going to make me join this movement. It actively puts people off.
Okay, how about some facts on China? Because it comes up all of the time. What about China? The per capita carbon emissions of the people in China are tiny, right? Way smaller than they are in Britain. And just last week, it was announced that China has built more solar panels than the rest of the world put together, right? Which includes Britain. And they're at 50% green electricity on their grid now. And that's for a country of over 1 billion people.
And what percentage, all right, but what percentage of pollution,
at a hell of a rate.
What percentage of the global pollution comes from China?
bear in mind, it's 1.1 billion people
Yeah.
making most of the world's stuff, including the stuff that we
What
have here.
percentage
So
of
they
the
are a
world's
big
pollution
polluter,
comes from China?
absolutely. Tell me.
No, you tell me. You're the expert.
I'm telling you, per capita, as an individual
Not per
person,
capita,
it's a tiny
percentage of
footprint.
global
That's important.
Percentage
That's important.
of global pollution.
There are 8 billion. No.
You don't want to tell me, do you?
There are 8 billion people on this planet. I'm telling you I don't know. You should tell me. Right? I'm telling you I don't care. Per capita,
You
it's
don't
tiny.
care that
and we should have
China
a fair
is
share
by
of the
far the
carbon
biggest
footprint
polluter in the world.
globally. They built more solar power than the rest of the world put together, Piers, and they're at 50% green on their electricity grid. I say those are amazing achievements when you say, what about China?
Yeah, I say they produce more than a quarter of the world's pollution. And I don't see anyone from Greta Thunberg to you guys getting out there to Beijing and shouting at them or wrecking their sporting events. And we all know why.